My baby! That's my baby right there! Let's go!
Yeah, you got him.
Let's go! That's my baby right there, yes! Woo!
I can't tell what he gets because of the stream.
Whoa! Whoa! Alright, now as if you saw by the beginning of the video, I love Dragon Ball Legends. Well, let's see, I loved it. It was really important, really impactful to me as a game. My first gacha game ever was Dokkan. I started with Dokkan, I got invested in that community, then it went on and on and on. And at some point Dragon Ball Legends didn't come across. Now when the game first dropped, it didn't hit me because like, you know, when you're stuck to a gacha game, it's hard to go to another one, especially when it's the same franchise. This feels like you're giving up one for the other, and one is completely different. But at some point, I managed to balance both and said, hey, let me play this game. Now, when I got really invested to this game was when I pulled this guy on 2nd anniversary. Now, I played the game casually, but at that point, I got into PvP, I started learning the aspects, I started doing videos, so many videos on this channel. And if you guys know me, you guys know we had a lot of fun with Dragon Ball Legends. We have a lot of fun. Now, this video isn't necessarily about quitting, but just the state of it in the moment and how I feel. So yeah, let's get that across. Let's drop this intro and let's just talk about this.
Got that one in my bed and she just wanna sleep. Fucking up all of the sheets. She only wake up to eat. Do this shit every week. Like, why you do that? Crying, you wanna be great, but sleep.
Alright, well, enough about me. Dragon Ball Legends is a really popular game. Don't have to say it. 300k downloads, revenues are good. Could be a factor that it's a Dragon Ball game. A lot of people say that, you know, when a Dragon Ball game has that Dragon Ball factor to it, it's automatically going to have a little bit of better push than other gacha games, which I kind of sort of agree with, but I'm not going to go in that debate. Now, when I played Dragon Ball Legends, it was new and it was fresh and it was like something immersed. It was 3D models. It was something different from Dokkan. So I came in, I did events, etc., etc. I don't remember exactly what those events were, but like that Frieza event, for example, the Full Power Frieza event, not that event specifically, but like building up to that event, although it was annoying doing that 50 times, it felt like you accomplished something. Eventually, this game started shifting for me until just grinding these events and just getting CC and then going right into PvP, which is something people talk about a lot. People say that Dragon Ball Legends is basically PvP, you know, Dokkan, basically, which I kind of sort of agree with in a certain standpoint. Now, the issue with PvP is that when you do a PvP in any game, doesn't matter if it's a gacha game, doesn't matter if it's a console game, balance. You need to have balance. So having balance in the gacha game itself is extremely difficult. I know there's other gacha games out there with PvP, and the main one I could probably talk about is Bleach Brave Souls, and I'll probably get more into that later because I want to do a comparison with that. So that's something in its own. Now, lag issues, that's natural, but you know, it's something they do really have to fix because this being the main game mode, if you're gonna play it every single day and give your heart and soul to it, I see streamers grind this like non-stop because you have a guild, you're trying to fight for that guild, and you're trying to get the top spot. It's just natural. You're playing a fighting game, you're trying to go for the top spot. It's a natural thing to do. But if it's unnatural and it feels like, you know, forced when you're doing it, and it's not like really balanced, it kind of sucks, especially if you can't spend money. Now, with this game, you can be smart. A lot of people say you can't be free to play and smart, which I disagree with in this current moment. In this current moment, I do disagree with. If you spend your currency on the correct banners and save, I believe personally, with that tag, you can succeed in PvP and you can do excellent. But that's now. The issue we're having now is that we're moving to something different. They've announced something new that we already know about called Ultra Units. Now, Ultra Units have been free so far, but it's a new rarity that's eventually going to be summonable. So we have LFs in the game, you have your regular units, and then the Ultra Units, and Zenkais. Now, Zenkais when they first came out, I don't think anybody liked Zenkais. I'm not sure if anybody liked Zenkais because Zenkais were insane. Zenkais made Gohan a monster, and it completely switched that balance factor of like PvP. So that balance got shifted. Now eventually I feel like Zenkais are settling in more, and honestly with the more Zenkais we get now, since they started, once you start something you have to continue it. Once you start something you can't just stop it. So with these Zenkais now, if you keep making other Zenkais to balance out, that's fine. One issue I do have is sometimes the Zenkais just completely outshine new LFs that come out. For example, LF Gohan is super duper old. Let's take LF Rose for example, a powerful opponent unit. LF Gohan destroys him in every way, shape, and form. Which is okay because it's a Zenkai, but at the same time, it's a new LF, and that balance isn't really there. You can make it work, but it isn't really there. Unless you 14-star LF Rose, it's not really there. So that could be managed with going for those particular teams, like I said, but at the same time, it's kind of bothersome. It's kind of bothersome. So one thing that I do have to say, and I'm confident saying this is a PvP game. If you play this game and think you're not going to be playing PvP at the end of the day, I think you're just entirely wrong. And that's I'm going to stick to. Like, I'm going to stick to that like butter. Now, the current thing with this game, one, Ultra units. I've seen a lot of people talk about Ultra units, and then personally in my head, I didn't want to make a video about this because I'm like, you know, maybe it'll be fine, maybe they'll implement it correctly, but a new rarity in the game necessarily means you want that thing to get better, to be better. So, like for Dokkan, for example, you have your URs and you have your LRs. You want your LRs to be better than your URs. Now, sometimes that doesn't happen, but naturally you do want that to happen. And with the way Legends is doing stuff right now, especially how good the Ultra units are, it looks like these summonable Ultra units are going to be really good. But then what happens to the LFs? It feels like the LFs are still left behind. Are they still going to drop LF units? Are these Ultra units going to have insane pull rates to where you have to pay and use your wallet? It's not friendly to the whole community as a whole. So I already see an issue with that. And if they do that right, sure. But if they don't do that right, you know, it's gonna suck because I know some of you really put a lot of investment in this game, and you know you guys want to, like, you know, I know you guys still want to play PvP and like be invested in it. So let me talk about this new Legends and stuff that just came, because that's what's really in my mind, and I'm gonna talk a lot about it. Now, if you know what pity is in a gacha game, you know what pity is. You summon, you summon, you summon, you summon, and you get something back. Even if you don't pull that guaranteed unit, you get something back in return. Now, the pity in this game, the way it works is you summon a banner, there's going to be a shop, and you have to summon to a certain extent. So let's say 40k CC, let's put that 40k CC on the line. People are saying it's 40k CC to get the best out of the shop in this exchange shop, which is a lot of CC. I personally think it's okay if you play in that mindset where you only go for that particular banner, particular unit, but with the Ultra units coming and, you know, the change they're making in PvP and the stuff they're doing, that can completely alter everything I'm saying, which is the issue. We don't know what's happening. So I like this system. I do. I really do. I think if it carried over to other banners like people wanted to, like Dokkan. With Dokkan, when you summon, you get coins, and it carries over to any other banner. Whenever that banner unit comes back, you can't get the main unit, but you can get the side unit, which is almost just as good. Now, Legends is giving you pretty much the equivalent of that. It's a little different, but pretty much the equivalent of that. And another game that does this, but I think it does this much better, which is hard for me to say, is Grand Cross. On Grand Cross, if you summon, you have a pity system. I believe if you get to 300 gems of summoning, you get a random new unit on the banner. If you get to 600, you get the selected unit on the banner. Now, sometimes if the banner is really big, it goes from 600 to 900 to get the main unit, but you see what I mean. It's a little better in terms of the currency you have to spend and what you're going for, and you feel a little more knowledgeable with what the choice you're making. With this, it feels a little less straight to the point, but it's good. It's good. I like it. It's just not going to benefit you if you're that type of person who goes for every unit. It's not going to benefit you at all. If you're that type of person who goes for every unit and you can't pay, it's not going to benefit you at all. Now, I saw this and I said, okay, That's fine, I guess. I saw the Ultra units, that's cool, I guess. I saw the exchange shop, that's cool, I guess. But what really threw me off is when I saw this here. Now, they have a thing called Legends Pass, quote unquote. With this Legends Pass, you basically get stuff gameplay wise that other people aren't going to get if you can't spend money. And that I absolutely hate with a passion. I think the only thing you should be spending money on in the game is either something that gets you closer to the character, and basically that's it. A cosmetic, sure, something that's not going to change the actual style for you compared to somebody else. So like in Grand Cross, for example, I'm gonna talk about Grand Cross a lot too. Grand Cross, you can buy cosmetics, that's cool. I mean, if somebody looks cooler than you, that's fine. That's not gonna change your gameplay. And I think they have some stuff where it changes your stats a little bit, but not like too crazily, This is different. So not only do you get 400 equipment slots, you get 400 equipment slots, you have to pay for that. That's insane. You get faster movement speed in the game, that's insane, and you also get adventure slots. Now adventure slots are really important because that gives you currency quicker, and at that, it also helps you with a guild. Now, you have guilds in this game since it's PvP based, and with that guild, almost everything you do, applies to that guild. You want to give as much to the guild as possible. Now, adventures apply to that guild. So you can have somebody with, 6 slots, which is the basic amount of slots you have, and then somebody can pay for 8 slots. So that person paying for 8 slots is obviously going to do more for his guild than you are going to be able to. So without you paying, there's just no legitimate way you can get past that wall. Now, these are updates that I feel like are so basic and so, innovative. Like, imagine having to pay to move faster in your game. Imagine. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that in any gacha game. If that exists somewhere else, please tell me, but I've never heard of that. Another thing with this Legends Pass is that it's basically giving you more currency, etc. It's not more currency. It's basically giving you more resources for, buying something. Now, I have another game in mind that I talked about, Bleach Brave Souls. I did say I was going to get to Bleach Brave Souls. So I'm going to pull up Bleach Brave Souls and I'll be back. Because this game is a perfect example of how something like this can make it fail. So don't get me wrong when I speak whatsoever. I'm not going to speak for the entire Bleach Brave Souls community because I have not played it as much. But seeing from the community, this game is dying. I can say with a fact this game is dying. And I see reasons for it. In this game, they have something called a pass. We call it a Khan's Bonanza Pass. Basically, you get that pass, and whatever mission you do, you get an extra resource. So for, let's say, example, I do an adventure game, and I get 5 gems, per run. Now, if I get that other, pass, and I pay for it, I get 6 gems per run. Now, generally, I don't like that, because when it comes to the grinding aspect of the game, there should be no purchases whatsoever. No purchases that change the movement speed of the game, that change how much you get, like when you play. That should not exist whatsoever. I hate that with a passion, Now, if you look up Bleach Brave Souls, you'll see. Just look it up on YouTube. I'm not gonna show anything else here. You look it up on YouTube, you'll see a lot of people are talking about the community and how bad it is because it's becoming really pay to play. You got to use money and etc. etc. Now, gacha games, I do understand, are supposed to involve money at some point, but it shouldn't have to involve money for you to feel included or for you to be able to proceed. And that's one thing I liked about Legends. You're able to build a team and fit in with the others. Now, not necessarily in the fact that you can have multiple teams. Even some whales are smart and say, hey, I'm not going to summon this banner. If it doesn't benefit me, I'm not going to summon this banner. So you can have that aspect. With Dokkan, the pity system is amazing because it carries over. So even if you don't pull that unit, it's going to carry over to the other banner anyway. Now, Legends has to fix PvP. It 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 really does. It really does. It really does. They're talking about fixing PvP, but they've said this so many times. Now, the only thing I have an issue with Legends PvP right now, I'll be honest with you, is lag. It's just lag. If they keep going the way they're going right now, they drop an LF every once in a while, they drop a Zenkai, I'm going to be fine with that, because eventually with those Zenkais, you can balance yourself. But in the middle, they drop an Ultra unit. How are those Ultra units gonna, contradict us? How are those Ultra units gonna determine what units we go for? Because these free-to-play Ultra units themselves are good. They're good, to the point where they're better than some LFs in the game. So now, when it comes to this, and polling for them, what are the rates gonna be? I mean, look at the LF rates. Look how hard it is to pull an LF on a banner as it is. Look at Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, an LF. He's down on B tier, under regular units, which is not fine in my opinion. That's not fine. That's not fine. So it's like, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know where it's going. And I love playing the game once in a while. I hop on, play PvP. It got me really invested into the community. But if they don't fix something right now, something's gonna go off. So this video was originally intended for me to say, hey, I'm gonna quit the game, etc., etc. But I'm gonna wait. They said they're gonna do something with PvP. We still have those Ultra units coming. But I'm just gonna say this. Be careful how you spend your money. Be careful on spending on anything if you want to keep playing this game. Because the way I see it going, these Ultra units are going to be insanely hard to pull. You're not going to know what's coming. This pity system is going to be difficult. If you continue playing the game, be wary of that pity system, please. Do not spend on every banner. Summon on one team and spend that way. If you're a collector and you're free to play, you're not going to win. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can be a free-to-play collector in Dokkan, but you cannot be a free-to-play collector on Legends. It's just not possible. But if you look up Bleach Brave Souls, like I said, you'll see the community, you can see why they're complaining. Because a lot of pay-to-win stuff, the PvP aspect is bad, and the pass. Those are 3 reasons why this game is failing. What is Legends having right now? PvP issues, the pass, etc., etc. So I'm scared for the game, I really am, because I played a lot and I want to say I enjoy it, but if they do something crazy, I don't know if I can continue it, and I don't even know if I can call it a good gacha game. Hopefully they fix this real fast. I mean, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, LF Zamasu, Gohan, LF Frieza. It's like they're just dropping stuff. It's like they're just dropping stuff. I don't understand. Let me know your thoughts. This turned out to be more of a rant video than I thought. But, I don't do these often. And I just want to let you guys know how I feel about it. And I want you guys to tell me how you feel about it. So if you type in the comments, that'd be amazing. But this game needs a lot of work right now because I see it being in a really bad state. And if anybody calls that Legends Pass good, Lord have mercy on my soul. Please, I beg you, don't call that good. Just don't call that good. Just don't call that good. Don't call that good. If you want to call the LFs good, fine. If you want to call the Ultra units good, give it time because they haven't even come yet. So, fine. But if you're going to call this Legends Pass thing good, I beg you, for the love of God, just think about it. Think about how it changes the gameplay for literal people playing the game. Like, you could be a free-to-play player grinding the game 2 times slower than another person. That's not good. That's not how a gacha game is supposed to be, in my opinion. I've never heard of that. It's the most abysmal thing I've ever heard in my life. I'm not gonna lie. The state of the game is really awkward right now. Anyway, hopefully they fix it. Like I said, if you have any opinions, feel free to type it. I'm not gonna clash with you. I'm gonna just talk with you a little bit. Maybe I can change your opinion. Maybe you could change my opinion. We'll see what happens. Much love. Hope you guys have a beautiful day. I'm going to give this game a little more. If it goes downhill, like I partially 50% believe it will, if they do this, I'll just have to personally depart from it. And hopefully you guys can find the willpower to depart from it too, because you don't want your time being wasted on, developers that don't care about you. Like Bleach Brave Souls here. So, it's your boy Nindo XO signing off. Have a beautiful day. Adios, amigos.